everyone, it's Jerusha coming to you again. I am just making videos about my life and dreadlocks and maybe some observations I have on life. And I just finished watching the second presidential election of 2016. Presidential election debate, sorry. The two presidential candidates debate. This evening. It was a Sunday evening, and I watched it with my husband, and my mom watched it with my son, my husband and my son, who's 2 years old. She watched it up in her room because she watches Fox News, and so she watches the coverage on Fox News, and we watched the coverage on CNN because our family is multi political party. Our household is multi-political party slash cable news network and so anyway, it was interesting. I hadn't gotten a chance to watch the first one fully, like because I was listening to it on the radio on my drive home from work, and I didn't really get to focus on it. So I have come to a place where I'm in some aspect of acceptance of our candidates that we have to choose from. I'm sure that you'll be watching this video in a year or two, because I know a lot of the videos I watch on dreadlocks and other things that I'm interested in were made at least 2 years ago. So you probably are. You're probably like, get on with it. We don't need like current events here. Then I've got some subscribers, and I don't know who they all are, and so I don't know how much they keep up to date on the new videos that come out from me. Sometimes probably at some point they probably figure they've heard it all. They don't really need to hear more. I don't know. So I do these videos for myself as my own audience to a certain extent. I mean, I think about others as well, but I think, you know, I'm just doing more videos and I'm seeing where it goes. So far, YouTube isn't charging me money to put my videos on YouTube. So, I don't mind if there's 0 views. Okay, I kind of I'm happy when there's more than like 20 views on a video that's been up for like more than a week. But I know that I'm not doing this to get people to like it. I'm not trying to like look at the videos that people watch the most and then think about, ooh, what was it? You know, that's very political. In fact, I was talking to my friend tonight, in real life, my friend, who has blonde hair, and we were driving to the store to get some boxed hair dye for her. We also got some for me too, but we weren't going to use it on me tonight. We were just going to get it to have for me in the future when I need to dye my roots. But for her, she's blonde, and we wanted to make her more blonde because she wanted to have a change and she wanted to have more blonde, and she didn't want to have to go to the salon to do it. And so I'm like, I love doing stuff to people's hair. I love giving haircuts. I give my husband haircuts. My husband has naturally curly hair. Very nice curls too, like medium-sized curls, really beautiful, nice curls. And I like him clean cut, but I also like to see the curls. So I found that his hairstylist that he had been seeing before he met me was cutting his hair too short. And whenever she saw him, she wasn't really capturing the curls, and like, so I would like his hair, like after he came back from seeing her, like probably 2 months after he got a haircut from her. So after giving her this feedback for a while, I decided, you know what? I'm going to cut his hair. I've cut hair before. I've cut friends' hair before. I've cut my boyfriend's in the past hair before. And this man has curly hair, and I believe I can do that. I believe I can. After all, he wants his hair to look good for me. And so he just, you know, me as the audience, he would say, well, if you can do what you like, then do what you like to my hair. And I do a pretty good job, actually, to his hair. I've never been formally trained to cut hair, so I really don't know. I just do it the way that kind of makes sense to me. And so I leave the curls, usually, the integrity of the curls. But he's also got some, like, a little bit of thinning hair up here, and so I kind of, like, do some action around that and, like, kind of bring out some features of his hair, like his widow's peak, for instance. I like to accentuate that when I cut his hair, and I won't go into explicit detail with you, because unless there's a you know, a need or demand by people to know exactly how I go about looking at his face and features and how I cut his hair without like any like devices besides a barber's scissors and a barber's comb. And sometimes I just use my fingers. So, yeah, where was I going with this? What was the video about? I don't know. I was talking to my friend about, as we were driving to and from the store, Fred Meyer, to get the hair dye, boxed hair dye for her. We're going to make her ultra blonde, a level 11 color depth. If those of you who have seen some of my previous videos on color dyeing or hair dyeing your hair, what the color numbers mean. And the first number is the color depth. And the higher the number, that means the lighter the color. And then the numbers after the slash or decimal point are the tones that are added. So she was a level, we were doing her to a level 11. I would say that her hair currently had like some streaks of different shades in it. So I have to look at the color chart to tell you what her hair color was, but I would call her a natural blonde with some streaks that she had from like the sun over the summer. She likes to get tanned by the sun, and also, you know, she has had streaks previously in the past. So we were having this conversation. I was talking about how YouTube is kind of political. Like there's a political aspect, and I don't know if I'm using the correct term here regarding political. It's not like elected necessarily, like an elected official, but it's like, you know, when you decide to put something on YouTube, the content that I put on YouTube, it's like there's a weighting of not just like, am I making money or not? Because I'm not. I've chosen so far not to monetize, have advertisements on my actual videos. So you don't have to go through an advertisement, hopefully, before my video starts. I've chosen not to have that. I don't believe I would make any money off of it anyway, and it would be more of an annoyance to my viewers than anything, and I don't think my viewers are super invested in getting to my video enough to necessarily put up with that. A lot of my videos are longer than the average YouTube video anyway. So, because of course I have a lot to say. So what I was saying to my friend regarding it being political, and I didn't, like I said before, I don't know if this is the correct word for it, but when I think political, that isn't to do with being elected. I think, you know, we're all individual people. Usually we're connected with people, you know, friends, family, relationships, and so people that we know, if you want to share about our personal experiences. And I think to a certain extent that's necessary in order to be real. Like, what are your sources for your information that you're giving? Or is it just purely your opinion? And if it is your pure opinion, then what's your opinion based on? I mean, really, it kind of comes down to that with a lot of things. So if you're going to be speaking to people and everything, like, they're going to want to know, what's this based on? So yeah, you're going to bring up examples from your life. And so then those examples, depending on how in depth you go with your experience, they can be taken to mean certain things, and there can be a meaning extrapolated from that. So, like other people, I have a family and relationships and friends and extended family and, you know, things like children, things like that, that I need to be aware that they will see these videos and they will be making assessments on what I mean when I say things. And, you know, I want to be aware of that. I want to be sensitive to it. I said that to my friend. I said, so in a way, I think that when I make my YouTube videos, I am sort of in the public eye to a certain extent. And it is somewhat political. There's some political aspects to it. Just like when you go to church, there's political aspects of what other people think and how you present yourself. And basically gossip. I mean, I personally think that there's some political aspects in the human, like, society and civilization, even with gossip. So, the smaller your community, sort of the more you experience it maybe firsthand, the less you can ignore it. But so I was saying to her how it affects whether I choose to put a video up or not. Even though I make them, I may choose, like, okay, weighing the pros and cons of it, it might be more negative overall for people than positive, and contributing. So I may not post a video, depending on that. So she said, oh, that's really sad. And she kept saying, oh, that's really sad that you have to worry about that. And I thought, well, I said, I don't know. I mean, sad, it's kind of annoying if I want to only think about myself, but I don't only think about myself. I have to make a conscious effort to only think about myself. Actually, I think about other people as like just a matter of fact, like just the way I go about things. I do think about other people. Possibly I have to tone that down. You know, I always have to like modulate it. But I do think about other people. I care about people. I'm a very compassionate person. I may come across as overly bold and maybe cocky sometimes, but I actually care a lot about people. A lot. And for me to decide to be cocky or to like go bold and like go do something anyway, it's something I do with some thought, actually. Might not be the thought that everyone agrees with in my family, around me, and maybe I'll change my mind if they, you know, present to me an argument where they think that, you know, this really could hurt people or whatever, especially children. So I was saying, you know, I don't know if it's sad or not. It's kind of just makes me aware and keeps me aware of how intertwined we all are. What Jerusha says isn't going to be just like dismissed as, oh, that's just Jerusha saying blah, blah, blah. But Jerusha, you know, if you want to have like a integrity, if you do have an integrity, which I believe I do, I think people trust me. And I don't think that they necessarily take everything I say like completely, like as in the objective truth, because everyone has their subjectivity to it. But I think it could hurt people. If I would say everything that's on my mind, honest and straightforward. So I reserve those things, I think, for privacy reasons, for my family's privacy, I think sometimes more than my own. So I was telling her that, my friend, and she was, I don't know if she sees it that way. My friend doesn't do YouTube videos though, but, and I don't think she's put herself out there to the point where she's like experienced the negative feedback that you get when you put yourself out there and put information out there that ends up, there is risk to other people, and they will tell you sometimes at some point, like that you've gone out of line, out of hand, and that you've put the family at risk in some way. And I have to I do actually listen to that. So I don't always like succumb to and do what they say or suggest, but I do take that into consideration. I think it's appropriate, actually. I think I weigh things appropriately. So I was letting her know that, and I was saying that I really do kind of enjoy learning that about politics in the smaller scheme of things in my life through doing these videos on YouTube in a way that I didn't really get a chance to experience quite so in this way when I was doing Facebook posts more, because Facebook posts, you know, you're posting only to people you know, at least for me, and so for YouTube, people I do not have any idea who they are watching these, and there aren't that many, but still, even one person, sometimes they have some big ideas that come out of what they see, so I have to be aware of that. So I was just explaining that to her. I think it's cool. I dyed my hair, my friend's hair, blonder than it was before. It was like a level 11, which is like really, really light blonde, lightest blonde, cool, I believe, in the tones of light blonde. And I didn't have time to stick around to have her dry her hair and see all the color difference. I used Feria. We used Feria because we were looking for the Vidal Sassoon Salonist brand in the color we chose from the list online, but they didn't have it at the store. Like I said before, the stores don't carry all of the Vidal Sassoon Salonist colors that they make. So the only way to know for sure that you're going to get the color you want is to go get it on Amazon. So I'm interested to see how her hair color turns out and how she likes it, because I've never done blonde before. I've never dyed anyone's hair blonde, including my own, and I've never done like any bleaching processes on hair or / toner on hair before, so it was nice to have that experience. I kind of didn't like it that I had limited time and I had to get home for the debate because I really needed to watch the debate. I really wanted to with my family, and we were going to have dinner beforehand. So our family always has dinner together every evening, usually at 6:30, but tonight it was going to be 5:30 p.m. because we wanted to make sure that we had time to watch the debate afterwards, which started at 6 p.m. So that's what happened tonight. Right now, I'm excited because I've got my little crochet hook that I got from Dollylocks, and it's the 8/1.5 millimeter, or 1.50 millimeter size. It's pretty small. For people that have crocheted, I'm pretty sure this is like a darn small like crochet hook. But anyway, I ended up getting a total of 4 of them from Dollylocks of these, so I can keep one up here, one downstairs in my other bathroom, and one in my backpack that I use as my purse to carry with me. And I think I have one extra just because I tend to lose things. So I was like excited because I didn't put any product in my hair tonight. After earlier today I washed it, shampooed it, and I put a little bit of the Knotty Boy Aloe Tropical Tightening Gel just on these dreads right here in the front and these here, because these are the newest dreads. They're only like about 3 weeks old, and so I know that they're the least mature and I want to kind of keep them together. And then the underneath hairs that are right behind my neck there, they tend to be on the softer side, so I did put some of the gel on there. I still stand by my last video where I said I prefer the Knotty Boy Tropical Tightening Gel, aloe based, to the Dollylocks version of the tightening gel that they have that's aloe based. I still stick by that as far as liking the Knotty Boys better. When I use the Dollylocks and I'm like palm rolling it, it's not long before, like I told you before, I don't like it because it's sticky. Well, not only that, when I'm rolling it, as my hands dry out, you know, just over the process of applying it to my dreadlock, it starts to get flaky, dry and flaky. And so I don't like that. I like it how the Knotty Boy is just like wet and it kind of goes on. It's a gel and I'm like applying it and then it's done. You know, it's not tacky. I can go like this and smooth it out. I don't have to like go way in and like just like palm roll it in and everything. I just like to kind of like put it on the outside and then just like palm roll it wherever I want to. So I stick by that, my review that I left last time, just like comment on preferring the Knotty Boy gel to the Dollylocks gel. So tonight, since I don't have much product on my hair, and my hair is pretty mature, so I don't usually get the opportunity to actually crochet in the loose hairs that you can barely even see here, partly because the lighting is low, but there's a little bit there. They're not very long on this particular dreadlock, but I'll just show you how I do it. So I put the crochet hook here through, then we're at a place where there's some longer hairs. I twist it around at least twice, and then I pull it through like that to the other side. Okay, then I unhook it, and you see there's a little bit there where I pulled it through. Okay, then I twist it around. That hair that came through, usually it's longer as it's come through, and then I go through from the other side. And it doesn't have to be directly 90-degree angle from the other side. It's good if it's like, you know, off-centered a little bit. And then I've made some quote holes in the dreadlock. I'm creating a hole through your dreadlock isn't the worst thing ever. It's just making a space. You didn't necessarily even destroy any hairs when you do that hole, but then you want to kind of press it together by doing the palm rolling. And it will close up. But you know, the harder your dreadlock is and the tighter it is, the less you get to do this crocheting in the loose hairs on the outside. And I know that, so I won't be doing it forever, but I enjoy it when I do get to do it. And so I'm sitting here in the attic of my house with a mirror here in front of me, and I am doing some of this just for some relaxation, self-care. I haven't seen great videos on people when they've tried to do it. Like Julia Dreads, when she first got her dreadlocks, because she's a certified cosmetologist, I believe. Then she quit her job. She's got a very popular YouTube following right now She's pregnant, and she's going to have her baby in the next maybe 3 months, maybe less than that. And so when she first started doing her videos, she had gotten dreads. It was like 2 years ago. And then she doesn't even have a lot of views on those videos that I'm referring back to when she first got her dreads. She was working in a hair salon as a certified cosmetologist, and she did do dread procedures, I almost said, on people. But I believe she maybe installed dreadlocks on people and also maintained them. So she did a little video on how to crochet your dreads for tighter dreads. And even though, of course, this is poor lighting, but she did it, and she tried to describe it, how she did it, but I really felt like, and then she even said, like, well, you'll never really get that much better of a video about this crocheting process because it's not, like, her fingers aren't transparent. So you can't see through her fingers, and that's the part that you're missing out on when you're watching her do it on her video. But I beg to differ. Not that my fingers are transparent, but just that I think you can give a better show to people of, you know, displaying like how to crochet some of these loose hairs in. I don't know that I'm necessarily doing it the way that people do it when they do it really fast. But the people that do it really fast and go I've talked to Debbie about that, and she said probably that's like destroying the hair and breaking it. But I guess it depends. Maybe if your technique is like super great with turning the hook and doing it the right direction and everything, maybe you are doing an okay job of it, even though you're doing it so fast. But I prefer to do it slower and more deliberate. And I know that I can't do this all the time because if my dreads are really hard packed, it's actually hard to put the crochet hook through my dread to this extent. And so I'm enjoying that I don't have many products on here right now. My dreads are a little softer, so I'm able to do the crocheting because I have to say I really enjoy the crocheting. Now this particular dread is actually way too skinny and immature for this to even be probably even worthwhile, because this was this might look thicker to you guys right there, but this was a interlocked start dread, and it isn't really all that dreaded since then, so it's still pretty interlocked. So it's so skinny, and when your dreads are skinny like this one, these, it's like trying to crochet with a dread that's practically been skinny braided. You're not going to get much dreading out of that, even with a crochet hook, I believe. So it's not going to stay through there. The skinnier the dread, when it comes to this extent, the longer it takes to like really dread up and really mature or matte or whatever you want to lock up. There's the word. That's the better word. Lock up. So I'm doing a little bit of that, but I can't expect to fully mature this dread, these particular ones that are like that. So that's what I'm doing. I'm having fun. I'm taking out my little nervous energy. I should be probably crocheting or knitting some headbands or something, or some elongated open hats for people with dreads and not, slash ear warmers or whatever, but I probably won't be wearing them much myself, so I'll do that video later. I just wanted to give you this one. Who knows? Anyway, it's a late night and I'm kind of tired. Just thought I'd give you a video because I'm always surprised. I'm sometimes surprised by the people that have a really strong YouTube following when I watch the videos. I'm like, gosh, I'm kind of bored with that. Then I look at the time on the video and I'm like, God, how do they do it in 5 minutes? I'm like, hey, if I find my videos and my talk like interesting enough to go on for like 15 plus minutes, well, I mean, maybe I'm deluding myself. Maybe nobody really wants to watch. Many people do not really want to watch the entire video. But I really think that a lot of people just watch kind of like for the dreads, or if they want to have someone's voice on in the background that like they don't really have to pay attention to. And I'm pro that. Lots of people have told me that they use my videos to just have on in the background when they're doing work. And I think that's very cool. I use that for podcasts. I use that for a lot of stuff. I have ADHD, and I do a lot of coaching with people that have ADHD and giving them little helpful hints for ways to get information to go in their brain without having to like super ultra focus on it. And so I'm all for like having these kinds of videos in the background. And I've been told before that sometimes my voice is kind of like calming. Who knows? I would say that some people in my family would say that's not true. My voice is not calming. But my mom has in the past told me that my voice is very soothing. She told me that before she lived with me though. So before like she retired, like in late 2012, and she moved in with us here. And she hasn't told me that my voice is soothing ever since then. But we still get along really well. So my point, I'm always losing it. You guys, just, hey, I like making these videos, and I'm really glad I don't have to pay to put them on YouTube. And I'm glad you guys don't have to watch commercials beforehand. Because I don't really think that I make any money off of it anyway, and people's time is valuable. So anyway, I like you guys' comments to me. I try to answer them, actually. I didn't know whether or not I was going to be able to. I'm usually kind of inconsistent when it comes to things like these kinds of things, but I've been happy that I've been able to keep up on the YouTube videos, keep making them, and I don't know how long that's going to go on. I'm not doing it out of any sort of obligation at all, or expectation. I'm doing it because I like to. And I do most things that I do because I like to. Or that I see a long-term benefit, but short-term benefit as well. Otherwise, it's hard to get myself to do it. So that's how you know I'm being real. Make these videos. Last time I mentioned that it could be narcissism a little bit, but sure, it might be. But I really like making the videos. So, everybody, I've watched people's YouTube videos. I've watched some really popular ones. I've watched ones on the rules of YouTube, apparently, because people get like these strikes against them if they like violate certain various rules, not just copyright rules. And then there are people that have done like YouTube videos, popular people that have done YouTube videos like on the kind of people that do new YouTube videos on like scandals and stuff like that, maybe. They like to comment on the new YouTube like rules that might have come out in the spring of 2016 or whatever. And I was like watching a little bit of those, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I never have had a strike against me, probably because I'm not trying to make any money off of my YouTube videos. But that's good to know that there are like people that are getting in trouble, I guess, for breaking rules. But there are people that are very upset. They make their money. They make their actual living off of the YouTube channel, whatever it is that they're doing. So it really hurts them sometimes when they get docked or reported for whatever, breaking some kind of rules, and then YouTube like docks them or strikes against them, or sometimes disables their channel and stuff. So it's all new to me. I'm kind of learning about it. But anyway, that's all I have to say. It's late at night. I probably won't have many views on this one, but I've noticed that the way that my setting looks in this setting right here, which you would think is a nice warm setting, I don't like it as much as I do the ones that I do in my bathroom. It's kind of weird. Oh, like the videos I do in my bathroom seem a lot better, but it's just the way it is. So that's what I personally think. So I'm going to be here to crocheting my dreads. I already crocheted all of these, and I'm happy with them. And then I'm now starting on some of these and taking them down gradually for my ponytail here. And I don't usually give you guys a good like look around at my dreads. Doesn't help that I can't really see what you're seeing and all that, but my dreads. Got some very, very stiff dreads, like this one in particular. It's kind of stiff. Look at that, how it stands up. That's kind of, whoa, that's cool. There we go. There's one that's kind of limp because it's not mature yet. Some of these fatties back here, which aren't fatties for most people, but they're fatties for my dreads, they're looking pretty dready. Okay, everyone. Well, have a good night. This video has been way too long. I hope some people got through it, hopefully. All right. Love you all. Really do. Love you. It's sincere, you know. I've got this heart on here to show you how sincere it is, that I love you all. I noticed that other people say that on their YouTube videos too, and I'm like, oh, cool. I guess I was feeling embarrassed about, I don't know, like self-conscious or like, is it just me? But I do have an affection for, I'm not sure what it is, maybe the process, but clearly I don't know you all, so it's not like I love you in the way that I really super know you, but I love this process, so I love being here. I love the comments that people leave, and I don't mind that I only have like 5 viewers max for each video. I'm just really happy. I'm really happy to be doing this. I'm grateful, actually, that I have the nerve to do this. It's given me a lot of practice in speaking to people. Public speaking. Anyway. Alright. Take care. Bye-bye.